So what are the top things that you should do to pick the right tenant? Hey BiggerPockets, I'm Steve Rozenberg with Mind Property Management, and with managing over 8,000 properties, we know a thing or two about how to pick the right and the wrong tenant. One of the first things you got to think about when you're picking the tenant is make sure that you are marketing the property to the right tenant. You want to make sure that when you are marketing your property, you are making sure that you are putting it in front of the right people. Now, when you have a resident that wants your property, you want to make sure that it's easy for them to apply and see the property. This comes into what I call policies and procedures. You want to make sure that you've got policies and procedures in place and they are followed. It's very important to make sure with fair housing laws, discrimination, you want to make sure that everyone is treated the same, and you want to make sure that everything is disclosed, because you don't want to have one person treated one way and one person treated another way. You always want to make sure that everyone is treated the same, everything is disclosed, and everything is posted. Now, once you have your qualifications, make sure that they're set. Do not go back and forth with different qualifications for different residents, because this is where you could get into some trouble by not having the right qualifications or consistency when it comes to having your resident. Last thing you want to do is, once you have a resident that you're going to accept, make sure you have what's called an expectation meeting, right? Make sure that you have a conversation of what they can expect of you as a landlord and what you can expect of them. And this way, it's very, very clear, it's very upfront, and they know what is going to happen as far as what the lease states is what day rent is due, what day rent is late, what will happen if rent is not paid per the lease agreement. And remember, whatever you put in the lease agreement, make sure that you are willing to back it up and you are going to stand behind it. Don't put things in the lease agreement just because you think it's going to scare the resident and you're not going to back it up and you're not going to do it. If you say you're going to file the eviction process on the 4th of the month because of non-payment, you better be prepared to follow through on that. And you want to make sure that you clear that with the residents so they understand what they're getting into. Again, this is about setting proper expectations with the tenant before they move in, because what happens is after they move in, they said, oh, I didn't know that. Even though you have a lease agreement, I understand, but it just makes your life harder downstream. If they're not going to be able to pay on time and they think that they got the hint that you're going to let them slide and you're not thinking that, you want to make sure that it is very clearly defined with them, because this is key to having a nice, comfortable life as a landlord as opposed to being reactive. So if you liked what I had to say, please make sure that you like and comment below. This is Steve Rozenberg with BiggerPockets. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.